I do want to bring in Transport Minister Omar Alghabra at the moment. He is, of course, among the ministers who made this announcement not long ago. Hi, Minister Alghabra. Good to see you. Thank you very much for making the time.
Hi, Vashi. Thanks for your time.
I was looking through some of the flights that had arrived to Canada prior to this announcement. April 14th, three flights from Delhi with passengers who had COVID-19. April 15th, two more. April 16th, two more. April 17th, two more. Why didn't you announce this sooner?
Vashi, it's really important for your viewers to know that we have the strictest measures in the world to restrict travel and to ensure that the public health of Canadians are protected. So as you know, every traveler who's flying to Canada has to get tested prior to getting on the plane. Then they have to be tested again once they arrive to Canada. Then they have to stay at a hotel for 3 days. Then they have to quarantine at home for the remainder of the 14 days, plus get tested on day 10. So these measures are actually the reason why we've got this data. So I want to make sure that people understand that when a flight comes here and has COVID infections on it, these individuals are captured through the hotel government approved accommodation. So, but the data that we saw from the testing from flights from India and Pakistan was concerning. We saw 50%, by the way, 50% of the infection that we captured coming into Canada was from India, and a similar, like a high rate per capita for Pakistan. So we, as we've always told Canadians, we will make tough decisions when we have to protect the health of Canadians. We depend on data and public health advice. After assessing the data, we decided that this is the right thing to do for now until we assess what are we going to do moving forward.
Minister, respectfully, if the border measures that your government had put in place were the strictest and most effective in the world, why over the past number of days are there 39 cases of the B1617 variant first found in India, in British Columbia, one in Quebec yesterday, one in Alberta today? If in fact what you say is true, that these measures are the most effective and the most strict, would that not be the case?
Bashi, you can verify what I'm saying about about Canadians' measure. You can verify if they are the strictest in the world. But let me just say that the virus, every country around the world is dealing with these variants and the virus. And some countries are able to, protect the importation better than others. And Canada is one of the countries where we are being able to identify infections before they mingle with the population. I grant you, we still end up seeing some of the variants here, but we're doing and one is too many. So that's why we're constantly evaluating, we're constantly reassessing, and we're doing whatever we can because one is too many.
So then why not bring in something like you did when the first one occurred weeks ago? That's what I'm wondering. And I'm not trying to take away from the measures and the things that your government has already done. But I think a lot of Canadians have seen that variant already out there, right? They've seen flights come in with positive cases. And they're asking, the same reason that other political parties have been asking your government for the past number of days, why not bring in something like this sooner? What data were you waiting for?
Yeah, Vashi, the issue is not just the variants, it's also the data, the alarming percentage of infections that arriving from certain destinations. So we're monitoring what's happening in India and Pakistan, and we think the situation there is getting really hot. So that's one thing to follow. The other thing is we're based on the data we're collecting from passengers who are arriving here. We've noticed a significant increase of infection that's coming here. They're captured by the hotel accommodation, but the percentage was 50% of all infections that were coming from India and Pakistan. So we decided that we needed to add another layer of protection.
When did you come to that realization? Like, when was that data presented to you? Was it just today? Because those flights have been coming, again, as I point out, with COVID cases from Delhi for over a month.
The Prime Minister earlier this week in one of his press conferences alluded to the fact that we are studying the data and that we will be making a decision very quickly. So over the last couple of days, we've assessed the data. We've consulted Dr. Tam and other public health experts within PHAC and decided that now is the time to make this difficult but necessary decision.
Respectfully, yesterday, Dr. Tam was saying the variant is already here, so border measures wouldn't make much of a difference. So again, did you just get the data, or did you know about this for a week and just decide to make this move now because the political pressure was on?
As I said, Vashi, the data is not just the type of variant. It's the percentage of infection. It's the concern of infection rate.
I get that. I'm just asking when you got that data.
So it's not. Well, as I said, it's the last day or so that we started seeing this alarming data, and we decided we had to consider all options quickly within a day or so to reach this conclusion today.
What happens to Canadian citizens or permanent residents who are coming from India, who would like to come back to Canada from India or Pakistan?
Well, for now, I know there's some hardship for travelers who want to come from India and Pakistan. For now, we ask that they understand that right now there is no direct flight from India and Pakistan for at least 30 days, maybe with an extension, possible extension. So they need to know, and we've been telling Canadians from last year to avoid non-essential travels because we said that rules change very quickly, and then Canadians could find themselves stuck somewhere. Having said that, if somebody travels indirectly through another destination, they have to get tested at the last point of departure. So if somebody's flying indirectly from these two countries, from India and Pakistan, they have to leave the airport, get a PCR test, and then be allowed to get on a plane to come to Canada.
And was that not the case prior to today? Like, I thought people always had to get a test from their last flight.
No, the case usually for transits, their first test is good enough because typically they may not even have to leave the plane. What we're saying is that's not good enough for now. They need to get a test from their last point of departure.
Okay, Minister, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.